Can you believe it? We're back, and I have Veejay Jones with me. Say hello, Veejay.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up? Coming at you again. What's up, YouTube? Oh, wait, not.
No, it's not YouTube, dude. It's we're universally broadcasting right now. We're going to put this out to Facebook. We're going to put this out to YouTube. We're going to put this out to my podcast. People are going to get
Ooh.
all sorts of flavor out of this thing.
People don't know how technologically advanced Rich Diaz is.
You know
They gotta
what?
get, they
You
gotta
get
get on that
old,
level.
you get old, you get skills, right? So, Vijay, what's going on?
Not too much. Just living my best quarantine life. We're keeping up the training. Luckily, we got some events coming back. The U.S. National Series Spartan races are coming back. Utah's coming. West Virginia's coming. So little motivation in my life and getting that training lifestyle back. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I'm focusing on fitness wise right now. How's life over there for you?
Awesome. How about that workout we did the other day?
Oh wow,
That
yeah,
was brutal.
that was quite special. I've already blocked it out of my memory.
Did you go home with your
Five
quads like
minutes,
on fire?
dude. So the problem with working out with Rich is he lives 45 minutes to an hour away from me. So as soon as we finish a ass kicking workout, I get to sit still for the next
Yeah,
45 minutes to an hour and
yeah.
just let that
That's
just sink
that's
into those
freaking
quads.
that's marinating mud. Your quadriceps are just like lit up. I could just see the smoke coming off your quadriceps when you left. I know he probably hasn't even tried to walk yet. It was Tuesday, right? He was so burnt up. But it's
Yeah,
like,
but for the people that don't know, we have our new thing. It was Track Tuesday, but the track's been closed, so we've been going to the lab. We're doing Maniacal Mondays
but
at
not
Diaz Human Performance, and we were putting on a good show in the lab. We did what were we doing? 5 minute intervals,
5 minute
ten
intervals,
percent incline.
10% incline, 8 miles per hour. It was pretty
Oof.
heinous. And then when you come off that, you had to get on the bike erg, out of the saddle, 1 minute sprints out of the saddle, and onto the rec bag, really quick paced squats. Remember that?
Yep, squats. I was throwing a little extra credit farmer's carry in there.
And repeat. And
Yeah.
repeat. So multiple sessions, multiple rounds of really tall, really quick, running uphill into a quad burning interval setup on that. The bike erg is a murderer. It will rip your heart out and just leave you like a Hulk, like something ate the pulp out of an orange, and then just you got that husk just sitting on the ground, right? That's what you're like. You're just done. So, but aside from all that, you're gonna go to Utah, right? That's the target right now.
That's where my focus is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Utah is going to be a 10K. West Virginia is going to be a half marathon. So my forte is definitely in the shorter races. But Utah is a little more mountainous. So the training is going to have to change. Going to have to put in a lot of vert over the next month. So that's that's what we're going for. I had a really good race there last year. Climbed really well, but nutrition wasn't dialed in at the time. And I started cramping up really bad. But I'm ready for some redemption. I got some experience. I'm ready to crush some vert and get out there and try and keep up with Johnny Luna Lima.
Ah,
That's
little
that's the
Johnny,
that's the man.
little Johnny. So,
Little John.
I say that dearly. Johnny's a good guy. I like Johnny. So let's talk about the new project. What do you think?
I'm with it. Let's
Bust
I'm
it out.
down.
Tell them what's going on, VJ. This should be a big thing for you. Should be Mr. Excitement right now.
Oh, this is revolutionary. This is taking everything to the next level, not just me, but everyone else around me.
Right.
So, we just launched the OCR Performance Project. It's a monthly training plan that's going to take people starting now, actually starting on the 17th of this month. We're going to get people training. We're going to take them all the way through the U.S. National Series events this year. We're going to train up specifically for Utah and West Virginia. We're going to train for Seattle. We're going to train for San Jose. We're also going to train for the North American Spartan Championships that is in Tahoe. So if you have your eyes on those events, you're trying to get competitive, you got the itch to race, you want to get back into it, and train with Rich, the running mastermind in OCR, and someone like me who has had a lot of experience racing these courses, experimenting with different workouts, seeing what really pulls performance when you're out on the course.
Well, so
you should hop in. I mean, this
think
program's really got a great formula.
I think it's worth mentioning that immaterial whether you intend to go to any of these events, if your game is OCR, you need to be sharp. You got to keep your blade sharp, folks. And the training we're going to lay down is going to have you ready for Freddy. Whatever you need to do, wherever you need to do it, at a moment's notice, you're going to be able to drop in and throw down and do really, really well, because we're not going to leave a stone unturned. We're going to make sure that your obstacle proficiency is on point. I'm going to show you how to get your run on so that you're not going to be one of those luggers that are like kind of slogging along, looking like they're wounded, trying to get to the next obstacle. You're going to be able to run in there and just be awe-inspiring, right?
So
go ahead.
Some people already know that Rich has done these running programs over the years, short little stints getting people ready for specific events, but he hasn't really tackled the OCR specific full cycle of training. And that's what we collaborated to really create, bringing my experience dealing with these obstacles and what really pulls performance there, and the work that Rich and I have done over the last few years, all the workouts that we've done every week for the past
couple years.
What is it, two years now?
A little more.
There's a lot of experience going into this program and a lot of success. I mean, you just got to look at the results. So it's going to be special.
Yeah, well, so obviously what I think I bring to the table is the ability to help people better move and get them running with proficiency. And you are a master on the technical components of the event. I don't think anybody goes through a rig as well as you do. And the fact that someone could get access to the work I do and the work you're capable of doing and have that like peanut butter and jelly sandwich coming together and on a monthly basis. Look, so I want to be clear on this because I've never done this before. I've offered up programs before where, you pay one price and you get a fixed amount of weeks to train. This is open-ended. So if you try it for a month or so and you decide you don't want to play anymore, you just go on down the road. It's fine with us. But if you want to hang out and hone your skills and become a warrior, my goal, and me and Veejay talked about this, or Veejay and I talked about this, we hope to carry this right through the 2021 season. And it's only going to get better every week, every month. Leading into the season, it's only going to get better. We know these races. I know these courses. I've trained people for these courses. Veejay has won at the majority of these events. Should I say majority? Is that fair?
Getting there for sure.
You won a lot of them. I mean, would you, like 2019, would you win like 11 out of 14 events? Something like that.
I definitely had more wins than I had second place or worse.
I keep track. It was I think it was like 11 out of 14 races that you attended, you won. Certainly on the podium, if you didn't win, with maybe one exception, I think. One exception. You cramped up. That cramp situation threw you a tizzy. But, I mean, come on, folks. This is really exciting stuff. So what's different, I think, that for those people that aren't really into it, is that we're gathering these analytics. You're going to do the work we set out for you. You're going to upload your information to my Training Peaks account, and I can, at my leisure, take a look at what you've done. I said do this. Veejay said do this. We can look at the outcome. We can see what your heart rate looked like. We can see what your pace looked like. We can see what your cadence is doing. We can see what the elevation was on the area that you were training. We're going to gather all this information, which is powerful information as time goes on. And I've been doing this kind of work forever. I mean, I sit here in this little office you see me in right now, if you could see me. and I just work that screen. I'm looking at all the. It's like me being with you, only better because I see what it's costing you every minute of the day. Well, not every minute of the day. I don't, unless you're wearing your monitor while you're sleeping. But at the end of the day, it's a very powerful approach to providing information. Now, it is group training. It is not individualized training. We're not going to take every single person and write program for them specifically. I certainly do that, but it's going to cost you a ton more money than what we're charging. So if you're interested in this, and I think you should be if you're into OCR, even if you're, seriously competing in the sport, I'm trying to evade the term pro. This program won't hurt you, believe me. Having somebody step outside your skin, drop your ego at the door, and let some guys that know what they're doing help you. Sure, you got skills, sure, you got talent, sure, you have knowledge, but sometimes getting outside yourself is a tremendous idea, you know. So anyway, you find out about this by going to the website diazhumanperformance.com. HTTPS whatever the slash slash
forward slash.
whatever the hell it is, diazhumanperformance.com, and you'll find it. You click on that little icon where it says obstacle racing performance project, and it'll take you to more information. And then there's an opportunity to sign up. You got to get it done. On the 17th, we're going to work. And from then on, every day that you miss, you're missing workouts. Think about you missing 3 or 4 really good workouts and what your week looks like. Don't lose it. Don't miss out on that opportunity. Done.
That would be so foolish.
Yeah. Yeah. So, having said all that, the shameless plug. Need I go further? Need I go further and discuss the fact that I just released, because this is going on my podcast, and people that have been following my podcast and been, listening to crickets for the last couple months because I haven't been there, I want you to know that all that crap I've been talking about for the last 4 years finally released the book, Training the Dark Side. And I want to tell you, if you read that book and double up and participate in our training program, holy cow, right? You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm starting to sweat. Holy cow. But anyway, I know this is a little over the top shameless plug, but I don't get out to talk to you very often, so I want to get that information out. So let's talk about some other stuff. Who do you think is probably going to be primed and ready to race when they finally get an opportunity to show themselves?
Well, I think there's going to be a couple different kinds of athletes that show up to these events. There's going to be the people that lost motivation, didn't have events to train for, and really fell off, in the off season, didn't take care of themselves, didn't maintain any level of fitness. And now they're coming back and they're starting from rock bottom, and it's going to take a lot of work to get them out of that. So it's questionable whether they'll be, primed and ready for events. There's also the people that probably can't stop training and trained right on through, and they're going to be really ready for these events. And there's also people that might have overtrained, they can't take a step back and let themselves recover, and they just smashed all the way through this training. So it's going to be interesting to see the different approaches that a lot of the elites took when we all step on the start line, because we know where everyone's skills lie. Johnny's great in the mountains. We know who's good in the flats. So I think it's going to be definitely a mix-up. I'm very interested to see how everyone shows up. But more so, I'm just excited to get back out on the course, and I think everyone else that's been missing OCR in their lives for the last 3-4 months is
I just can't
ready to get it done.
I can't imagine the guys that just the angst that they've been carrying with them because they haven't been able to have this outlet, not having the ability to go out and race. I mean, just the travel dates and just getting out on the road and seeing their friends. Just you get a little crazy after a while, right?
Oh yeah.
And so same thing with the girls. I mean, I'm sure that they just, it's like losing a best friend. You don't know what to do with yourself, and just the not being sure of what the future holds. wondering whether you can even continue to enjoy this sport, whether it's going to just fall off the vine because everybody's infected by this craziness. But I've always had my head up on this. I think that um, we're coming out of it, despite what a lot of people think. And the more we get into the business of racing, the more people end up surviving, having participated in these events, the more the sport is going to flourish. People are just going to start feeling better about it. Um, and you're right. Like I've got the people I've been training all through this that have seemingly felt lost. Just normally, what I do when I coach somebody is we work from the event back. So it's like, okay, what are we trying to get ready for? I'm trying to get ready for North American Championships. Great. What's the date on that? And we start looking at what the training needs to look like from that point, what kind of skills, what kind of readiness we need to have to get to that place, and work back to the date that we had that conversation. So now it's kind of like there's no target, and that so you're just kind of aimlessly roaming around in your training and hoping that you'll stay relatively fit and have well enough amount of training under your belt to go there. But on the flip side, I've been trying to keep my people, and I said this the other day, and I don't know where it was I said it, but I try to keep my clients at about 80% race ready all the time. So the level of intensity, the level of volume that I keep them steady state at is, we're 2 weeks away from being able to peak for an event. And we just kind of hover back there. And that way, when you go in there and you hit those targets, you're ready to go. Like one of my clients in the UK, he texted me the other day and says, "Hey, good news. There's a race 3 weeks out. Should I do it?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, that's perfect," because he was ready. I said, "We got 2 weeks to just, chisel some of the rust off some of these little details, and you're ready to go." I'm excited to see what's going to happen for him. I think he's going to do really well, really well. And I got a client that's going to do an ultra distance mountain race this weekend, as a matter of fact, in Colorado. And
Very cool.
she's been hovering at that high intensity, high volume. She's been rattling around 80 miles a week in the mountains, and just fit as a fiddle. Not overdone, not overworked, no issues, no injuries, no nothing. If unless her, God forbid, something happens to the plane trying to get her to Colorado, she is going to rock that race. So, that's the flip side. And then you get the people like they get lost because they just don't have to do themselves. And fortunately, that's not you, Mr. Veejay Jones. You're going to be.
I was a little aimless, but I was still training, just not quite at the
I
volume that we
saw
would
it in you.
normally go into events.
I saw it in you. You could see it in your face, and you just like, you're like in shock. You gotta like shake that person. Wake up. You're good. You're gonna be ready. Just don't. And just slap you around a little bit and just shake it off and let's go. So, we got 3-4 weeks for Utah. 5 weeks.
Oh,
6.
almost at least 6.
Yeah.
I think when we launch the program on the 17th, we'll have 6 weeks until we hit the start line. So right now we're looking at 7 weeks, a little over 7 weeks. So we got plenty of time to be ready. I think we're going to hit that race really strong.
I think I'm going to need to order some of those tattoos. We got time.
Oh yeah.
Get all of our people wearing tattoos so we can recognize them on the course, right?
That's a good idea. Yeah, we need a little OPP tattoo.
OPP, get down with OPP. That's the program. I can't even say it. Obstacle Performance Project.
OCR Performance Project.
That's what I said. Exactly what I said. So, what else, man? Anything else we can share with these fine folk before we go?
We could talk about how Abu Dhabi just got canceled.
No,
Yes.
I didn't know
Yes.
that.
Abu Dhabi got dropped. I think based on all the travel restrictions and things that keep popping up, it was going to be too hard to get everyone in the world that wanted to compete at Spartan World Championships to Abu Dhabi. So they're trying to find a more central location now. So hopefully they put it in a place where we can all get to and we can actually race Spartan Race World Championships. And all the people in our program can train for that too. It'd be
Well,
fantastic.
personally, I was not that excited about that location anyway. I just think it's just too much difficulty for most people to participate. As you know, I've been at World Championships the last 4 or 5 years, and Tahoe to me was home for that event. And I could think of a bunch of really good reasons why it should continue to be there. For one, being a known course and competing against previous year's times over the same circumstances, as opposed to changing things up all the time. Look for example, and I might have talked about this before. I don't know. I'm old. I forget shit, right? But look at Ironman World Championships in Kona. Everybody goes to Kona. They know exactly what to expect. They, weather being what it might be, it's going to be on the same road. It's going to be the same swim. It's going to be everything about that event is going to be the same. So when guys are chipping away at the world record, they have a mark to work against. And so that you don't have all this deviation, where we're like, well, it wasn't as hilly as it was last year, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I for sure.
And I mean, it took, I don't know how many years. It took like, I got to believe it's been over 20 some odd years, 30 years. Somebody finally broke 8 hours at Ironman, which is crazy to me.
Yeah,
But,
way too fast.
yeah, but I mean, you can't look back and say, well, the other guy had it easier or the other guy had it harder. It's the same course. So if anybody cares what I think, I'd like to see him just go ahead and repeat at Tahoe. I get it. It's a big world. But Spartan Race was born in the United States, right? And a world championship should be, we threw it down, we're hosting the party, everybody's welcome, come from wherever you are, just leave your virus at home.
Yeah, that's one thing I've always is kind of a downside to OCR. One, it's a great thing about OCR that there's always new challenges. You can go back to the same venue the next year and you're going to have a completely different course. So you're going to test yourself in a different way. But there's never going to be world records of OCR, just because you might have the same, distance in an event, but it's always going to be a different course. You're never getting a consistent mark that you can chip away at and get consistently better and watch your times go down, because things are always going to change. So both a blessing and a curse. It'd be cool to see a consistent format of OCR come out, maybe some other brand or some new style of racing where you get that mark that you can work against and continue to chip away at, similar to a High Rocks or Decafit style thing, but OCR specific. Maybe there's a little niche there that we can work into. What do you think, Coach?
I'm too old for that. But I will tell you, that if and when they manage to get to the Olympics, a lot of the facets of the event's going to be standardized. So there's that. But of course, the event's going to be hosted in different countries, but even still, they generally will standardize courses and circumstances best they can. And so you want to see records drop. It's like, look at like running a marathon. You see records drop in different parts of the country that could not be obtained in other parts of the country. You're not going to run Boston as quickly as you might Berlin, right? So there's that. But maybe that's just part of the mystique of the event, where it's always an ever changing and challenges are always different, and that's okay. But
Yeah.
I just wasn't real keen on having to, the people that, let's face it, this is not a money sport, like if it was the tennis world championships, where the guy that wins is going to pull down a few $1,000,000, and, his sponsors are going to put him on a private jet and send him out to Abu Dhabi. That's a different story. But these are hardworking folk that are living on a wing and a prayer, and they're trying to get to an event to compete. And I mean, what they were talking about, and I don't know, I might be talking out of my butt a little bit here, but what I heard was even the pro athletes going to get out to the event have to get their own way out there. And what is it, top five? If you showed up top five, they reimburse you. Is that how it worked?
I didn't know about getting any, reimbursing. I thought it was just the prize money, but they were trying to make it more affordable for people to get out there. I knew they were doing they're going to build like a festival area type of thing, like
Yeah,
a Coachella type of event around Spartan, where
yeah,
they're going to have tents that people could, rent and stay in. And they were going to try to partner with an airline to make it more affordable for people to catch flights out there. If say all the Spartan people were on the same flights, they could ship people out there if they partnered with an airline. So they were trying to make it more affordable for people that were traveling from farther away. But I don't know. It's a really far away place. I mean, I think it's a great place to have an event. I think there should be a Spartan race in Abu Dhabi that people can go to. This like really stellar event, like CrossFit has the CrossFit Championships in Dubai. This sanctional event that people can go to. Big prize money, big pull for
yeah.
athletes. But I don't know if the World Championships necessarily should be out there.
Well, look at the money that the CrossFit people were getting by showing up and participating in that event. I mean, they had these premium laps, I guess, for lack of a better term, where you pull off X feet and 10,000, 15, 20,000 bonus. There was a lot of money getting tossed around. So there,
Yeah, every event you'd win money,
yeah,
and then if
yeah,
you'd win money in your overall standings,
yeah.
and the
So
least you could walk away with was like $2,000 for just showing up. Like they'd pay
exactly,
you just to show up.
exactly. Well, look at those folks out there got lots and lots of money, and I know, I don't know. I'm just speculating that they were interested in, broadening their reach and, letting the world know that they're cool and supporting these efforts. They could have just, paid for the thing. Say, okay, look, first 500 people that sign up for it that are legit, we're gonna put you up. We're gonna, you know what I mean? And really, they got the money for that. Come on.
Well, just because they got the money doesn't mean they have to provide for you.
Well, at least me, for Christ's sake. They, I think that somebody out there in Abu Dhabi should have paid me to be there anyway. You know, I think just to be there. I have clients there. You know that, right?
I'm sure you do. You
I,
got clients in Africa, you got clients in Europe, you're everywhere, man.
no, I got a guy. I had a talk with a guy the other day. I did a video analysis on a guy the other day, and he's out there in I think it was Abu Dhabi, and he's from France. And he told me, he goes, yeah, I was a little nervous about coming out here, and I'm working here, so because I've been here for the past 7 years. He goes, it's great. He goes, it's a little hot. You got to pick your times to race or whatever, but and they have events out there. There's Spartan events
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I've seen them.
yeah, and this guy does them, so he's competing in them. And I'm sure he would have been really pleased to see the World Championships be there as opposed to him having to fly all the way over here and make his way to Tahoe. But it is what it is, right? So anyway, that's all well and good. But the good news is in the short term, we know there's some events coming up. Um, is Big Bear done? Did they cancel Big Bear?
I have not looked into that. I know there's a race actually going on. The Kodiak 100, the ultra marathon is actually going on. They're going to launch that over there.
Yeah, there's only
So
three
that's
people
cool.
doing it. They don't have to worry about social distancing when it's a 100-mile Kodiak event. There's like 9 people doing it. I'm teasing, but then there's also SoCal. There's going to be, what is it called, SoCal? The one in San Luis Obispo. That the Tahoe
That's
Ranch, right?
slow cow.
Slow Cal. So
But
is
I
it
think
Tahoe
that
Ranch?
event is not going to take place because that was supposed to be in March unless they're bringing back another one. I think the last race in the U.S. National Series is actually going to be in San Jose, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh, it's hard to tell, but I guess I should be a little bit better schooled on these things before I start just running my mouth about it. But I'm pretty sure I was talking to somebody saying that event's going to go on. I don't know.
Cool.
But either way, there's plenty of events coming up. and people need to be ready for it. So they need to do our program. And again, one more shameless plug: DiazHumanPerformance.com. That will get you there. And you got to register before the 17th. So I'm going to put this podcast up, and I'm going to also put this on YouTube. I've never done this before. We're going to actually get a me and VJ situation visual on YouTube, and let's see how
That's
that.
scary.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I got a lot of folks on YouTube that have been following my business. A lot of people, by the way, since you're here, following the video we did on you on that YouTube channel. I looked at it the other day. There's over 370 some odd thousand views on the running mechanic thing that we did.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's been some people taking a look at what Mr. Diaz and Mr. Jones have been up to. So I'm going to plug it up there. This is good. Thank you, YouTubers. And if you haven't subscribed to me yet, do it. And can we get this on Instagram? Is there a way?
You can IGTV it if you wanted to, as long as it's not too long. You could do it.
Well, we're
Technologically advanced Rich needs to know these things.
It's 30 minutes. I think we're good. I think we're good too.
All but there's 20 in Spartan Race alone. There are 20 events from here to the end of the year in US and Canada. So there are plenty of events that are going to be going down. You guys need to be prepared for those events. And why not do your best that you've ever done coming out of quarantine? Sign up for the OCR Performance Project. Let's get you guys in shape. Let's finish out this year super strong, and let's set the new standard going into 2021.
That's it.
Let's rock.
You know what I'm going to do? I think I want to since I've been shamelessly plugging myself, I want to plug the Running Public podcast.
Yeah,
I did a podcast with those guys, Kirk DeWitt and Bracken Crocker. Two great guys. They did a great job, and I'm very excited about them having a decent podcast out there. You know, it seems like everybody in the sister has a podcast right now. By the way, I got invited to do, this guy's going to love this if he ever listens to my podcast. I got invited to be a guest on a podcast in Canada. It's called OCR Unedited, you know. And
very cool.
I don't know these guys, but I'm going to do the podcast with them first part of August. So if you're listening to this from Canada and you know those guys, guess what? I'm coming. Anyway, VJ, let's wrap this up.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Once again, OCR Performance Project is going to launch very, very soon. So if you're looking to up your OCR game, work with Rich, work with me. Let's get you up there. Let's get you ready for these events and finish out the year strong.
Very good.
Let's get it.